Hello, and welcome back to the PatricksGreenTea podcast. I've probably mentioned this in later episodes, but the indica cartridge I bought was Granddaddy Purple, not Purple Haze. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a strain called Purple Haze, though. Wee Gucci is something that my classmate Branton would say all the time, so me saying that reminded me of him and the teacher story. There was never a direct link made between those things in the recording. That's it, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello. It's currently 11:11. Let me wish. Alright. Hello. Again. Part 2. I am Patrick, and this is the PatricksGreenTea podcast. It's been a long time. I already have a prologue where I mention like contextual stuff and expand on some stuff in the episode, and where I say hello and welcome back to the PatricksGreenTea podcast. But I just want to do it again because it feels good to say it, you know? So, I just smoked like weed for the first time in like a month. First time before that time for like 3 months. I've been low. My birthday was recently, so I celebrated my birthday. I had a indica joint. I don't remember what strain. Oh no, it was Rude Boys OG, and these names are so weird. But I smoked that. I had 40 milligrams total of edibles. I started with 10, felt nothing after 2.5 hours, and had 30 more or 20 more. I don't remember. And then anyway, I felt nothing at all. I took a CBD gummy that I bought earlier that day, which are overpriced, by the way. Oh my god. But anyway, I took one of those. I took half of one, and that's when I started feeling stuff. Well, I think it was just from the CBD. I did not feel high. I just felt like my body was a little tad bit warmer, more comfortable, less anxiety. Like my stomach felt like it was in a knot, and that it unwound the knot. So that was nice. What I just smoked was, I'm going to get you the exact statistics now that I know what they are, you know. I've never had the opportunity to, really look at the numbers, but I got watermelon gelato. The watermelon gelato is a hybrid, 17.6% THC, and for an eighth, which is what I got, it cost $55. Now that's pretty steep, but it's not crazy steep. Crazy steep is I think the dab cartridge things, which is what I got. The indica. It was also when I celebrated my birthday, I bought that, and it was indica. Maybe that was the Rude Boys OG, and the joint was something else. No, I think the joint was Rude Boys. The indica was like something purple something. Maybe I'll just explain it once I get if I get high with that and then record the podcast. I'll probably remember, or maybe not. I don't know. The Purple Haze. That's too close to the Jimi Hendrix song. I mean, that is the Jimi Hendrix song. So I don't know. I have a nice area right here. It's not even a trail. It's like a abandoned dirt road covered in trees. It basically looks like a trail, but it's a little wider. No gravel. And it's raining, as you might be able to tell. And I just released season 2. It's not going to be released until 45 minutes from now. It's currently 11:15, but once that drops, season 2 will be over. Like basically for me, it's done. It just I just set a time for it to come out. So I like to have a consistent release schedule and feel like I can do stuff in between and tweak stuff up if I want to, but I never really do. There's one audio tweak I wanted to do, but audio tweaks are impossible. You have to like redo the whole episode. Actually, you know what? If I really thought about it, if I really wanted to do an audio tweak, I would just do it. I probably would not take a huge amount of effort. Just open up the podcast audio file, slice it in. I'd have to make a new video for YouTube though, which it doesn't take forever. It's just a little annoying. And I would have to upload to both. Oh, just to what's it called? Podbean, where my media host site. So, regardless, I'm doing good. Podcast season 2 is out. I'm gonna take a few weeks break, so I have a few more podcasts recorded, maybe. At least that's the intention. And not feel so stressed about it, because I think inevitably, whenever I start, we're gonna catch up to like real time. So I'm gonna have to pause for a bit, do bi-weekly instead of weekly. I think that's much more manageable. I think because I only smoke twice a week, and if I smoke 1 out of 4 times a week, I'd be happy with that. There's a downed tree I'm trying to walk through. It's wet because it's raining. There was this couple in front of me that was walking. They got out of their car and walked, and they came right back before I even finished the high. I finished the smoke sesh, I should say. Also, we're 10 minutes in. I don't really feel anything. That's weird. Maybe I didn't inhale right, because there was one moment where I was like, I'm gonna really inhale this, and it like burned. So I think the whole time I haven't really been inhaling right. Maybe. I don't know. I feel pretty clear-headed. The dab pen, maybe using that has been increased my tolerance or something, or at least increasing my standards for what high is. But regardless, that gets me a lot higher, but for a lot shorter amount of time. It's like 30 minutes, and this probably is going to last like 45. But anyway, I'm only going to do like 20 minutes of this because I want to enjoy the high, as I always say. I've been back on my regular schedule twice a week. It has not been this for a while, but for the past week or so it's been that. So maybe 2 weeks. So that's good. I finally feel a little normalized, although I still, because I've been away from weed for so long, I feel like... Why am I going down this way? I feel, it feels like this giant good thing has been placed in my lap that I haven't seen or done for a long time. And that it just makes you want it more, you know? Like, imagine you separated from your girlfriend or something for a month or two, like I was, and you see her for a while, after a while, and it's like, you don't want anything but her, you know? For a while at least. I think I'm still in that phase. I think it probably is going to go away once I just like keep doing this twice a week thing, because that's what happened last time I started it. But anyway, it's not like I haven't had a hiatus from weed before, so it's not like this is new to me, handling it well. But there's one thing I keep wanting to say, and I keep like distracting myself from saying, is that visuals, okay? I was going to sleep 2 nights ago, and I started noticing this stuff in my vision, like, oh, that's weird. It's like a shape. There's like 2 triangles in this weird angle. They were like 2-dimensional, just laying flat, but they were tilted to the right a little bit. And they weren't perfectly right triangles, but they were like, they were still, what's the word? Not obtuse. Yeah, obtuse. There was a big obtuse angle on the top. That was almost 90, but a little bigger. And so the butt of the triangle was the left side. If I'm trying to explain it. Say you're looking at the right angle with a vertical top and a horizontal bottom going to the right, and then the rest of the triangle fills in. That's what the triangle was like, except the vertical top, or the vertical whatever top of the right angle was tilted to the right also, and that the right angle, which technically is not anymore a right angle, moved up to the right, and like an arc. And there were 2 of them. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, and then it started moving. I noticed that one today. I'm like, oh wait, visuals, what the fuck? And then as soon as I sort of like, it clicked in my mind what I was looking at, they just moved, and then like new things started popping up, and like I started like visualizing all this stuff, and I thought, oh my god, you know, I can't believe I'm having visuals right now. That's basically what I thought. I wasn't really thinking when I said that, but visuals. It's weird. I don't think I've ever noticed them sober, so I think it's a pretty interesting, not milestone, it's an interesting phenomenon to happen right now. Because I never had that before. I don't know what I changed. I was really tired that night, but not like, you know, exhausted. I don't know. So yeah, we got statistics this podcast episode. We got, oh shit, man, I'm gonna get my bag. So yeah, I still don't feel high. Ugh. I'm working later. That's fun. I'm gonna put on my jacket first. It's a waterproof jacket, but when it gets wet, it feels very damp and heavy. It's not very comfortable, but it's all good. Maybe it's gonna ruin the sound quality of the podcast, but who cares? Who knows? For my water bottle, and then we should be good. Oh yeah, maybe you'll hear the rain better on my jacket. I'll use an umbrella. Maybe. Alright, sorry for like the weird. Sorry for the pauses. I'm just doing stuff. I could cut around this later in the future, but maybe I won't. Ugh. This is real life, baby. Bag on. Car locked. Good. We Gucci. There was this dude named Branton who was on my film crew for 2 semesters in a row, which was kind of rare. Because usually our class is so big at my school, at Tisch, that like it's broken up. So one half, I guess it isn't that rare. One half of the alphabet, I think, no, it can't be true. Just one half of the students, I think, randomly chosen gets an audio semester first, and then a visual semester. And then after that, no, I think after that they don't split them. Okay, so disregard what I said. I had him in my documentary class. First semester of sophomore year, and then he was in my filmmaking class in the spring of that year, and he was cool. We drove all the way to New York, to Rochester and back, to film the little documentary I did on Nick LeDuc, this singer-songwriter dude. So we were in that car for hours and hours just talking. One big takeaway I got was that his grandmother was a teacher, and so like, and she taught like orphan children or something like that. It was really generous of her, whatever the actual story was. I think that was what it was. Anyway, it was either she or like one of Branton's parents who told him that teachers are the engineers of the soul, and I thought that was a really profound thing to say, especially English teachers, you know, or I should say like native language teachers who teach like about literature and stuff, and have people like express opinions on literature, which is such a soulful thing to do, I guess. It's like, how do you even grade that, English, proper grammar and spelling. Like, that's the only thing that's like truly objective. It's just weird. They have rubrics and stuff, and it's just like strongly develops thesis, like does all this stuff in the 3-paragraph structure, introduction, conclusion, and some kids are just stuck to that for their entire lives because there's no way to teach you out of that. There is, but it's just through practice, and some people just don't write normally, So, fuck the rubric. That whole idea. And, like, this 3-act structure in film is bad enough as a writing hindrance. But, like, at least when you're taught it well, which I have been, you're taught that this isn't the way you should do it. It's the way that's been done, so you should know this because it has worked in the past. But I think that just kills creativity. But, like, alright, so there's that example. But, like, the writer's rubric, you're never told that this is the wrong way to do it in some cases, or you'll grow out of this or anything. You're just taught you must do this. So, I don't know. That was a long rant. I hear people's voices. I might have to keep myself down. It's probably going to be loud in a few seconds. This is where I recorded the 4/20/2020 video. I mean, audio. Isn't that nice? I don't even feel high this time. I think I'm going to lay off the dab pen. That might do it. Maybe I'll need a weak tolerance break. I don't know. Maybe I just have to inhale correctly next time. That might have been it, to be honest, because I just inhaled shallowly and just exhaled before it touched anything. Didn't cough once until I did that one deep inhale. Every time there's a long pause, like there just was, you probably didn't hear it because I edited it out. But there's a long pause. And every time I come back from one, I make a marker for myself to tell myself that I need to cut or whatever, and then I come back and I just can't speak. I lose the ability to speak. Not really, but like I just can't say anything coherent or cogent for a while. And oh my god, my visuals feel like the tops and bottoms are getting closer to each other constantly without them actually moving. But I think that's just the movement of the water I'm looking at. No, it looks like everything's being compressed slowly. The frame is still as it is, but the middles are like being compressed together vertically. It's really weird. I've seen that before, and it was when I was high. So I think I feel the physical effects, but the mental feel like I don't feel as off, or I don't know. Because like when I'm listening to music and stuff and high, I can't stop thinking about, the paranoid thoughts that are going through my head. And I listen to music, which is good, but it's just I'm so distracted that I can't fully embrace it. So I think podcasting is a good equalizer. It really is, or neutralizer, whatever you want to say. I enjoyed it a lot. This is why I did it. I was kind of scared through this first episode, as I mentioned in, I think, a text episode. I've been not scared, but averse to doing it. I didn't want to do it. And I didn't record anything. I thought to myself, once I did that, I wrote down my thoughts. I was like, but that doesn't make any sense, because all the times I've podcasted have been so pleasant compared to, like, all listening to music, being paranoid. I think it was like it's a preferable activity to like whatever you think you want. So there's been like movement in these in this shrubbery. I don't like that. So we're on a nature walk together. I'm glad I'm high is the main moral of the story. Not even that. That's not the moral of the story. What am I even saying? I'm glad I'm podcasting. Damn. Get it straight. Anyway. So yeah, I'm a little paranoid now. I'm leaving the wide open spaces and going into the covered up dark spaces of the forest. This is not the Frozen Lakes episode, Reservoir. This is the other one. So yeah. This is nice. I should do this more often and not be afraid to do it. The raindrops are so big on some of these leaves that it just sounds like something walking, which is horrifying. But we're good. I'm going to do a quick time check. On my watch, I keep a track of how long the highs lasted and time, obviously, which is already there. But I have I can't remember what it's called, octophometer or something weird. Where it's like a stopwatch. But it only goes for an hour max, which is all I need when I'm high, because it always lasts shorter than that. Right now I'm on minute 25, which is like coming down from the peak just barely. I'm down within 30 minutes and 45 minutes. I'm down for not down for the count. It doesn't last until then. I am sober, basically. But then I still have this little lingering like cloudiness and stuff. But I don't know if I'll get that with this high, this particular high. I don't want to get too far. I'm going to check the podcast time. It's probably over. I almost fell. Over 20 minutes. Yep, 23. Okay. So, if there's any juice in this high left, I'm going to milk it for all it's worth. I had to pick the weirdest metaphor, but we're going with it. Alright, thank you so much. I think this was also a good episode. Very clear-headed. Haven't been back in a while. Had a lot to talk about. So yeah, the main thing I wanted to cover, for sure, was the visuals, because I didn't mention that in the season finale of season 2. But I wanted to, but I forgot. It was like literally that night that I was doing the recap season finale thing. The night before I had this experience and I didn't really register. Maybe it did, I don't know. But anyway, goodbye all you people. Goodbye you lovely people. I will come back soon, now that I have ample access to marijuana. You'll see more of me. Also, before I actually finish, this is like a long goodbye, but I was thinking about this, and if I die, hypothetically, I guess when I die is a better way to phrase that. This podcast, as it stands, will go away forever, except for the only thing that will remain is the YouTube version of this, which no one listens to or watches. It's like all bot accounts every once in a while. There's like one bot who's just like, oh my god, check us out, we love you. Like, check us, the channel out. But anyway, Blake is pretty. I can't tell what I'm looking at right now. It's like a bag hanging from a tree, and like a big white floaty or something next to it. Looks like people. I can't tell. So yeah, if I die, this whole podcast goes away. So, sorry if there's been weird noises. I was thinking that I should... I'm distracted by these bags. Fuck, let me actually say a straight thought. I was thinking that I should back up the podcast somewhere. I didn't know this, but apparently there are free website makers out there. Like, all the website makers I've seen have been like paid, or if you don't pay, you have to have like an extension on your URL, like WordPress. But for something like just backing up the podcast, I think I'm gonna just put it on a site like that, because I think once the podcast goes away, even if I don't die, if I just stop paying for whatever reason, because you have to pay $14 a month for the podcast hosting, and then no, that's it. That's all I pay, I think. Yeah, unless I want to start doing SoundCloud, it's going to be like $18 a month, which you can support. You can make happen by going to Patreon, by the way. But anyway, Patreon, SoundCloud, Podbean. All right. So if I lose the podcast, I think it just wipes away. It doesn't save anywhere. And a lot of the photos, like the little captions under the photos where I explain what happened in them, and the little blurbs I put before some of the supplements or text episodes, I think those will all go away. So I want to back up the podcast for that reason, because I won't have it back. I have everything but those backed up. I have the photos and everything, but they're like all kind of messy right now. If I had to do it again, upload again, it would be possible, but just so annoying. It took time consuming. I've spent hours and hours on this little side project, this little wing of the podcast, but I'm almost done. Like, I did a lot, but to do that all again would be very daunting. And it's better to work over an hour or two, because you develop a rhythm and just make it quicker. But it's a lot of work, because you have to download the pictures from Google Drive, rename them in order, so they have proper names in the file directory and the media hosting site. Then you have to cut them all down to 1 megabyte or less, because that's the cap for the individual file size on Podbean. Then you upload everything. Then you put them in. You do a little caption, and then you click off all the tags, the episode number, season. Not that it really matters with those. I don't think that counts anywhere. But I think it counts on the website. I don't know. And then send it off. And that's just for one day. And it takes a while. Also, I'm going to take a picture of this, but I'm literally looking at trash just in the middle of the woods. It's all recycling. Okay, I just took a video. I took pictures of it. It's just gross. Who the fuck would do that? It's a towel and recycling. Anyway, I just hate people sometimes who litter. I think that's it for the podcast. I'm going to go. That's all I wanted to say. If I keep talking, I'm just going to keep talking forever. Thanks for normalizing me again. You guys usually do. Just talking to you, knowing that you're out there listening, has been good during my more tumultuous highs. And I think next time I'm not going to start, because as soon as I finished smoking, I started the podcast. So I think that also made it just less of a high for some reason, because my mind was focused on something. But anyway, I think I'm going to wait until like 10 or 20 minutes into the high to start the podcast. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks so much, and bye-bye. Hello. Thanks for listening to the podcast. You can find me at PatricksGreenTea on Patreon, Discord, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, and Bandcamp, PatricksGreenTea Podcast on Instagram, and PatrickGreenTea without an S on Twitter. The show is available wherever you get your podcasts. Supplemental materials like photos and text are available on our website, PatricksGreenTea.com. You can join our subreddit at r/PatricksGreenTea. You can make comments on YouTube and on the website, and you can contact me directly at PatricksGreenTea@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave a review of the show on your favorite podcasting platform. It really helps us out. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.